Hello. The purpose of this video is to just really quick show you how to open up the IPA and APK files that you download from PhoneGap and how to use this to debug. In this case, just kind of verify that the icons look the way that they're supposed to. So as you've been reading in the lessons, that getting the icons to be correct between what you're actually putting into your apps files and what you're writing in config.xml might not actually be what you expect PhoneGap to compile for you. And so we don't want there to be problems at the time that you upload these binaries up to the App Store. So we want to start debugging right here on our own computers. So I've got a very recent build, so I'm just going to download the IPA and download the APK. And the way that you get into these is very similar. APKs and IPAs are both what's called archives. A zip file is an archive. That is, it is a singular compressed computer file that has an extension like .zip or .rar or whatever. And file extensions like .apk, .ipa, or .docx, these are instructions to the operating system to tell it what application it's supposed to get sent to. By default, your computer doesn't know what to do with .ipa or .apk, but it does know what to do with, say, .docx or .apk. So since these are just archives and your computer is totally capable of dealing with them, all you have to do is give it some slightly different instructions. So we'll start with the Android version of just, I'm going to single click on the title so that I can give it a new title. And you can either change the existing extension or just add a new one. The extension is just what's after the final dot in the title. So I'm just going to give it a new extension, .zip. Yes, use .zip. Now it's just a regular archive, and I can just double click on it. And it gives you a folder. And now we can see the files that make up this APK. You don't really need to worry about any of this stuff. If you want to play around, then you definitely can. Like, see, there's all the code that we wrote for the Food Justice app. Anyway, what we're really looking for is what's here in the res folder. And just look in here and make sure that the icon is the icon that you created, not the PhoneGap icon. So it looks like the APK is fine. I can put that up to the Google Play Store, no problem. Now let's take a look at the IPA, which is very similar, but just has one extra step. I'm going to, again, change the extension to .zip. Double click on it. Now we get this folder called Payload. So open up the Payload folder, and you get yeifoodjustice.app. And also, if you can see that icon, you'll see that there's a line through it. It means that the OS knows that it's not supposed to open this. Just right-click and hit Show Package Contents. And now it gives us all the stuff. You'll notice that these are all, that none of these have the same titles that you gave them in config.xml. Not going to try and explain that. I don't understand it. Maybe it's what Apple requires. So I'm taking a look at these, and you'll see that, yes, they are indeed the images that we wanted. We'll get into this in the written lesson, but for now you can see that these are correct because we did a whole bunch of debugging and made sure to understand where to put these. But this one was intentionally titled or put in the incorrect folder or left off the config.xml until you see that it's just the generic PhoneGap application icon. So if your files aren't in the correct place and you're not referencing them in the correct place in config.xml, then this is what PhoneGap will just build for you. It'll just insert these generic icons, and so this is kind of a way of debugging. So yeah, that is the basic way that you can alter, or that you can check inside these mobile app binaries that you download from PhoneGap.